All right, hello and welcome. So today we're going to be talking about the different types of chemical reactions. Quick heads up, I'm going to be using the shorthand RXN or RXNS for reaction or reactions respectively, because I don't want to keep writing that word a lot and I'm a bit lazy. So really quickly before we go into the types of reactions, I just want to talk a little bit about how we write chemical reactions. So the traditional way is we put reactants on one side, and we draw an arrow to the right, and then we put products. Now we can have multiple reactants and multiple products. So if we have more than one, we might say reactant plus reactant could make product plus product. And you can do as many products or reactants as you need to accurately represent the chemical reaction. Generally, the way we might say this is reactant reacts with reactant to produce product plus product, or sometimes we might even use this arrow to refer to the idea of reacting to form. So maybe reactant plus reactant, react to form, product plus product. There's a whole bunch of ways to say it. This is just a general nomenclature, but the products are always going to be on the right, the reactants always on the left. And as we get to higher levels of chemistry, we'll realize this gets a little muddled, but for now, this is what we're talking about. So with that out of the way, let's get started into the 5 types of reactions. So we're going to do 5 types. All right, type 1, we have our synthesis reaction. So with our synthesis reaction, synthesis, I mean, quite literally means to combine, to make something, form something new. To synthesize, it means to make something. So for our 5 types of reactions, our synthesis reaction is the first one. It's kind of what people sometimes think when you think about chemistry. So if we take, for example, just some sodium Na plus Cl2. Now, chlorine is a 2 because it's diatomic. It comes in 2s. Talk about that in another video. So sodium plus chlorine reacts to form NaCl, and I'm just going to go ahead and balance that really quick. So this is our synthesis reaction. Sodium plus chlorine creates NaCl. Another way that we generally think about this, and I'll start doing these first actually, is A plus B turns into AB. And that's kind of just a general nomenclature that we use to represent types of reactions. So that's our synthesis reaction. Up next is going to be, honestly, the exact opposite of synthesis. It's called a decomposition reaction. With a decomposition, we are breaking something up. Now, we see this in a couple places, but one that's probably common to your own house, or sorry, actually, like I said before, I'll do the reaction first. So AB reacts to form A plus B. It's just the opposite thing is happening. And so the common household one that you'll see is with hydrogen peroxide, H2O2. Will generally decompose into its basic parts, which are H2O plus O2. Go ahead and balance that really quickly as well. All right, so that is our decomposition reaction. Up next, number 3. Oops, keep my colors consistent. We're going to have our single replacement reaction. So with a single replacement reaction, basically what we're doing is replacing one thing with another in a compound. Replacing one thing with another in a compound. All right, so a good example of this, or one that, or sorry, I'll do the thing first. We take AB plus C will turn into CB plus A. Basically what happened here is just that the A and the C kind of swapped places. So a good example of this might be a thermite reaction where we take Fe2O3, also known as rust. We combine it with aluminum and a good amount of heat or energy, and you get Al2O3 plus Fe. And again, I'm going to go ahead and balance this really quick. Pretty simple balance. All right, our fourth type of reaction, penultimate one, is just a double replacement reaction. Now, in our double replacement reaction, it's exactly the same as the single, but two things swap places in a compound, in two compounds, honestly, in two compounds. So a good reaction that can kind of, oh, sorry, I'll do the thing first. AB plus CD will react to form AD plus CB. Basically, the A and the C swap places in their compounds. So a good reaction to kind of example this could be potassium iodide, Ki, plus PbNO3 reacts to form PbI2 plus KNO3. And I'll go ahead and balance that one again very quickly. All right, so that is our second class, and now my favorite reaction and final reaction, number 5, combustion reaction. And now I'm going to quickly just make a little modifier, and we're going to be doing combustion organic / hydrocarbons. Some metals combust like most alkali or alkaline earth metals. We're not looking at that. We're only looking at combustion of organic material or hydrocarbons. And this doesn't actually follow something that I can say AB plus CD, AD, CB. This follows a very, very, very straightforward type of reaction. And it is some hydrocarbon with some amount of carbons, some amount of hydrogens, and some amount of oxygens reacts with oxygen. Now, this oxygen is oxygen in the air, oxygen provided for the reaction, but basically it reacts with oxygen, and it will always produce H2O plus CO2. And I can't really balance this one either, because balancing it completely comes from how many carbons, hydrogens, oxygens we start with, which either of those can kind of be 0 too. Well, not really carbon. We need the carbons and kind of the hydrogens too. So a good example of this one, and a pretty basic one, is the combustion of methane gas. So we can have CH4 plus O2 reacts to form H2O plus CO2. So you'll notice the products will always be the same for a combustion of a hydrocarbon. In addition, we are always reacting with oxygen. That's just the way this works. That's what fire is, to be honest. So when we balance this reaction, I'll just do a quick one, throw a 2 here, and throw a 2 there. Now, it looks like all my equations balance with 2s. Pretty cool. Anyways, that is our types of reactions. That's how we talk about reactions. And I'll catch you in the next video as we figure out how to write them from questions. So have a great night.